Hello, this is Brad with LookMold.com, and in this video, I'm going to go over some key points pertaining to mold remediation. But you need to watch this entire video because what I'm about to tell you may not only save you and your family's health, but may also help you save thousands upon thousands of dollars. First, before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on the bottom right and then give it a thumbs up and let me know that you like this video. Mold remediation. These two words next to each other typically is not something you want to hear, but if you are watching this video right now, it's likely your reality. But the question is it necessary? The answer to that question really depends on what occurred in your home and how much mold is present. But first, let's talk about what mold remediation really is quickly. I have come across many homeowners over the years who have decided just to throw some bleach on some mold or just remove the mold, and that is far from what is necessary. Mold remediation is the process of removing mold contaminated building material and returning the area back to a normal living condition. The key word in this whole thing is process. That being said, mold remediation may need to be done by a licensed mold professional. A special license may be required depending upon what state or country that you live in. So back to the question, is mold remediation necessary? One person that can answer that question is a third-party mold inspector. Now, a third-party mold inspector can really help you against dishonest mold remediation companies, but more on that in a few minutes. The problem with a mold inspection is that it's not cheap, so therefore I cannot force it upon you. Therefore, I broke down 3 main questions you can ask to determine if mold remediation is necessary. Number 1. Have you had any leaks that were not properly dried? And when I mean properly dried, I don't mean cleaned up with towels. If you've had a substantial leak, it may include baseboards or kick plates being removed, holes put in walls, big area fans, and dehumidifiers brought on site. Just because your hand isn't wet when touching water damaged building material, it doesn't mean it's not wet. If the answer to this is yes, you may need mold remediation performed. Number 2. Does your home have a musty odor? It could indicate that mold is growing on your air conditioning system, including the ductwork. While a mold remediation professional may not be necessary to remove mold on your air conditioning system, it is still the act of removing contaminants in your home. A musty odor could also indicate a possible hidden leak. Keep in mind that having excessive porous materials, including carpet and old furniture, can also cause musty odors. Number 3, do you have mold growing on any clothing or furniture? This can include shoes, shirts, couches, furniture as far as dressers and whatnot. This can indicate that there is a humidity issue within your home. It may have been caused by your air conditioning system not properly functioning, or maybe you were not running it correctly or not running it at all. A mold remediation company may need to be brought in to properly sanitize your belongings. If you have answered yes to any of these questions, you may need mold remediation, and you should definitely contact a company to come take a look, as well as maybe your insurance company. Now, I want to go over some key points that you absolutely must know about mold remediation companies. You see, I've been in the mold industry for over 10 years, and I have seen everything from incompetent mold remediation companies to straight unethical. Identifying those companies are not always easy either. You can go on places like Google, Angie's List, HomeAdvisor, and look at reviews. Now, reviews should not solely be relied upon because they can be manipulated. Another thing that you can do is obtain multiple estimates. The problem with that is if you contact 3 separate mold remediation companies, you may find 3 totally different kinds of quotes. I mean, I've seen quotes that have literally been $15,000 apart, doing virtually the same exact thing. You have some remediators that may say, oh, this is not a big deal, and then you may have other remediators who say it's the end of the world. Now, no doubt this can be frustrating, but talking to separate mold remediation companies will give you an idea of at least the scope of what needs to be done. As I previously mentioned, you may also contact a third-party mold inspector to get advice from. Now, I personally, as a mold inspector, I do not recommend companies unless asked for. If a mold inspection company is pushing some sort of remediation company on you, it may wave a red flag. Also, a mold inspection company that does remediation may be a conflict of interest, so you don't want to have that same company that does an inspection do the remediation. Make sure that your mold inspection company does not have any skin in the game and recommends 3 or more remediation companies for you to choose from. One of the most asked questions I get is, how much does mold remediation cost? Well, in part 2 of this mold remediation series, I'm going to go over an actual good quote so you can understand what a good mold remediation quote looks like. Thank you for watching this video. Leave comments. Tell me about your experiences with mold remediation, and please like this video.